Good morning, parents. Welcome to workshop number two. This will be the second one. After this, only got three more to go. Welcome. Number one, share your name and which student you are here with today in the chat box below. Two, open a new tab and log into RAS Kids. Three, sit with your child. Okay, do all those three things. Share your name and which student you are here with today in the chat box below. Open a new tab and log into RAS Kids. So you have books to practice with your child after their strategy is presented, and then sit with your child. The strategy today is called Take a Book Walk. The agenda: guidelines, reading tip, practice time, reflection and updates. I learned how to attack hard words. Workshop guidelines: be prepared, be on time, get ready to learn something new. Have books in front of you or RAS Kids open. Be present. Focus on this time with your child. Communicate in the chat box. Be courteous, put your mic on mute. Ask questions, write them in the chat. Why are we here? Your child has a goal and an action plan. The action plan and the goal will be shared with you by week 3. We learn and practice. That's another reason why we're here. And the third reason why we're here is that we read and ask questions. Finally, we are here because your child gets a reading boost every time you show up for this workshop. Family Workshop Series. Last time we met, we talked about just write books, that if it's books that are easy or 0 to 1, 2, 3 mistakes, or 0 to 2 mistakes. Books that are just right are 3 to 4 mistakes. And books that are hard are 5 or more mistakes. Today, we will find your materials. We'll cover about doing a picture walk. Okay, first, find your materials, get your pencil, get your notes, paper, get her to take notes. Take a book walk. Today's reading tip includes 1, touch the page. 2, talk about the picture. 3, say what's happening. And 4, start reading from the beginning. When you preview the book, you'll learn more about the topic or story when you read it. Take a book walk. Today's reading tip includes touch the page, talk about the page. So actually in the old days we say picture walk, but now they change it from picture walk to book walk because sometimes you're working with older kids and you do chapter books and they don't have much pictures in their books. So when you have working with older kids and your child is older, maybe 4th, 5th grade, then for chapter books, you read different parts and visualize. That's in place of a book that have a lot of pictures for primary grades. Then say what's happening. And 4, start reading from the beginning. Ask questions. So this chart is very important. The whole thing, all the workshops going to be include either asking questions before, that is take a book walk, okay, or ask questions during, that's for lower grades would be, what is the working with them in phonics, what sound is this letter? What are the 2 words that's in this compound word? Can we break these 2 words, this big word, into 2 parts? Let's chunk it and let's blend it together and let's read it and so on. And after usually is comprehension or connection with other things, other books. All right? All right. Touch the page, feel, touch, look at the pictures. We are taking a picture walk. How do we start? What can we do with our hands and fingers? Encourage pointing to all parts of the picture. Make gestures, circle things with your fingers. Again, here, older kids could read the titles of each chapter because older kids have books don't have much pictures in it. So you could get the older kids to read titles of each chapter, basically to get an overview of what the book is about. Talk about the picture. Look at the whole picture and ask questions. What do you see here? Can you tell me what you see in this picture? How has this picture changed from the previous or next picture? For older kids can look at the picture on the cover and read the back of the cover. So even with chapter books, at least they have a picture in the front and a picture in the back. You could focus on those two pictures, front and back of the book. Say what's happening. What do you think is happening in this picture? Why do you think that? What might happen next? How do you know? Who is this in the picture? How do you know that? So these were for the younger kids, the question. And then here is for the older kids. Older kids can read a page from the beginning and middle of the book. Again, get a general overview of what the book is about. Okay, here's a video, a short video. Let's listen to this video from YouTube. It's going to be about 2 minutes and 2.5 minutes long, not that long.
Book Walk, a family workshop video from Springboard Collaborative. Taking a book walk is an easy and fun way to preview a book with your child. Here are the basics. Number 1, touch the page. Encourage your child to point to parts of the page, circling things with their fingers as they tell you what they see. Hand them the book and let them do it on their own. This physical action can really help your child make a mental picture of what's going on. During a book walk, you do a lot of talking. So you talk about the picture and say what's happening. Let's watch how one mother talks about the pictures with her son.
What do you think is happening on this page?
Tiny was big.
Oh, maybe Tiny is the dog's name and not the boy's name. What do you think is happening on this page?
The dog is playing with the kids' shoe.
Maybe the dog bothers all the kids' stuff. Maybe the dog gets into all this stuff and tears it up and bites them off. What do you think is happening on this page?
Did you notice how she helped her child by asking, what do you think is happening on this page? Then she modeled an answer by starting with, maybe. This way it felt like a conversation, not a test. A book walk should be fun. She could have also asked things like, what do you see? What are you thinking? Where are the characters now? What makes you say that? How has the picture changed from the next picture or the previous page? And in the end, what is this book going to be all about? As the at-home reading coach, you know that asking questions and talking about books is very important. Talking about a book before we read a story isn't cheating. It's a great way to preview some of the words and ideas your child will need as they try to figure out the words and understand what they read. Plus, they can get excited about the book. So the last step of a book walk is to go back to the beginning and start reading. Enjoy!
All right. Now, for some of you, for actually most of you, it's a little harder to touch the book when you're doing RAS Kids. But I suppose you still could touch the screen. But it's better to have actual books when it comes to doing a book walk. So it's good to have a balance, even though most of you are using RAS kits. Once in a while, get a hard book and use it with your child. That would be very helpful. All right, start reading from the beginning. You don't have to walk through the whole book. The important thing is to read. Begin reading what the author wrote. Try to reference ideas, tricky words you use during the book walk. Remember when we talked about? Here it is. Remind your child that it's fine if they didn't guess correctly. Talk during reading too. Remember, take a big book walk, touch the page, talk about the picture, say what happened, start reading from the beginning. Need another question? What do you see? What are you thinking? What does this picture make you think is happening? Where are the characters now? What makes you say that? Take your hand out and touch the picture. Who do you think this is? What makes you think that? Practice time. So I'll give you about 15 minutes, and most of you actually are in this picture book. Not too many of you in the chapter book. So we're just going to focus on these first 3 questions with picture book for primary grades, kinder first, second, and possibly even third, but at least for kinder first, second. Picture walk. You ask questions and talk with your child. Touch the pages, talk about the pictures. Start reading the book from the beginning. All right, so 15 minutes, get started, and you could pause this video. I will not stop, but I will just go on, but I pretend you're practicing this and just pause the video and just practice, and then we'll be back in 15 minutes to wrap up. All right. Questions. How did practice time go? Any questions about the reading tip? Other questions? Do you feel ready to try this reading tip at home? Your question will help someone else in the room. Kids A to Z is important. So basically this is RAS Kids. You already, all the passwords and usernames has been sent to you in the email. You should not have any problems. If you still do text me or email me. Springboard Connect, your child's action plan in text messages. Reminder to read and practice at home. Share progress with the teacher. Text can continue after programming. So this is just something that Springboard Collaborative provides service for you to have text in your phone so that you can help your child, reminders and so on, tips, and you can even help your child after the Springboard program so that you can continue. It's a set of reminders. And thank you, and see you later.